Okay, good evening and welcome to the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences Student Leadership Awards. We are honored to have each and every one of you joining us today. My name is Beth Knoll, and I have had the honor of serving as this year's CAFES Student Council President. This evening, we look forward to highlighting the success of outstanding juniors, seniors, and clubs. Many of us here are not wrapping up the year as expected, but we are so proud to see how we've been able to embody the Learn by Doing motto through some in-person labs and even at home. We want to thank the staff and faculty that have made it possible for us to continue Learn by Doing and keeping us safe this year. We would now like to begin by acknowledging some guests. Dean Thulin, would you like to say a few words before we get started?
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is one of my favorite end of the year events as we recognize and celebrate you, some of our most accomplished, active, and involved students. This event looks a little different this year, as Beth said, but it makes no less enjoyable and meaningful to gather and celebrate the accomplishments that you've had over the last 4 or 5 years. I want to thank all of you for being so involved in the classroom, as well as in your clubs, organizations, and your local communities. Each and every one of you lives a Cal Poly Learn by Doing philosophy each and every day. You're the leaders. You show up. You've taken advantage of every opportunity offered to learn and to grow as young leaders of the future. You all are the reason I work hard every day at this university to be the best college of agriculture, food, and environmental sciences in the nation, with the best faculty, best staff, and by far the best students. I want to thank all of you for being outstanding students that have joined us here this evening. And I thank you especially from the bottom of my heart for your resiliency during these unprecedented times. Thank you so much. Now back to Beth.
Thank you, Dean Thulin. We'd also to acknowledge other special guests we have. We have George Soares and his family are here tonight to learn about the recipient of the annual Soares Award, which we will announce later. And our Associate Deans, Dr. Hendricks and Dr. Prince are here, as well as our department heads, faculty, and staff supporters. Thank you all for coming. I would now like to invite our treasurer, Morgan Melendi, to introduce our advisor.
It is my pleasure to introduce our advisor, Dr. Kath Klyer. Dean Klyer joined the Cal Poly community at the beginning of this year and has been serving as the Associate Dean for Student Success, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, as well as the CAFES Student Council Advisor. We appreciate her enthusiasm at our biweekly meetings and ability to always be open and available to talk to. I am extremely fortunate to have her as an advisor next year too. Please welcome our advisor, Dr. Kath Klyer.
Thanks, Morgan. And it's really my pleasure to work with the CAFE Student Council this year, and I'd like to introduce the officer team. President Beth Knoll, 4th year, Agricultural Science. Vice President Lance Adams, 3rd year, Dairy Science. Secretary Evan Garcia, 3rd year, Agricultural Business. Treasurer Morgan Melendi, 2nd year, Agricultural Business. CAFE's Student Council DEI Chair, Kiara Benavides, 3rd year, Agricultural Science. Communications Director, Layla Rollin, 3rd year, Agricultural Science. And now I'd like to hand our program to Layla Rollin. Layla.
All right, awesome. So as you said, I'm Layla. I am the communications director this year. And I would like to introduce our keynote speaker this year, Ms. Karen Watts. Karen Watts, who earned her bachelor's degree in ornamental horticulture from Cal Poly, is the West Region Market Manager for Nutrient Ag Solutions, overseeing the turf and ornamental business as well as organics. Nutrient Ag Solution is the retail division of Nutrien, the largest global retailer of crop inputs such as fertilizer, seed, and crop protection products. In 2019, Nutrien awarded Ms. Watts with one of the 16 Our World Awards, which celebrate employees who have gone above and beyond in growing our world from the ground up. Among her many professional affiliations and leadership roles, she is a longtime member of California Association of Pest Control Advisors, CAPCA, serving as both state president and on the executive committee. In recognition of her exemplary service, she was awarded this organization's highest honor, Member of the Year. Ms. Watts was appointed in 1999 to the Cal Poly College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences Industry Advisory Committee Council and has served as its chair since 2016. In 2020, she was selected as a college honored alumnus for her dedication to the support of the college. Please welcome Karen Watts.
Thank you, Layla. That was a kind introduction and probably more than I deserve. And I want to thank the group for asking me to speak tonight. It's obvious that we all wish that we were in person to celebrate your Cal Poly accomplishments and your leadership journey. This same event for me when I was an undergrad evokes some very good memories. One of the best things about Cal Poly is that the relationships and friendships made here can endure. I have some of the same friends 40 plus years after graduation that I made in my club and leadership activities. One friend who happens to be a few years older than me and happens to also be a competitor likes to introduce me with a smile and say, well, she was the social chair when I was the president. Mind you, he lived in a room at the mortuary and we had the horticulture club meetings in one of the rooms there. It was a bit creepy, but we're still friends and we're both still Cal Poly proud. Another who was a student senator with me, went on to become the president of the Farm Bureau. And I feel proud as I remember our days on Ag Council and Student Senate, as it was called in then. His Cal Poly leadership paid off. Another fellow Ag senator has remained a close friend. He and his wife grow almonds in Durham, and we've celebrated our marriages, births of our children, and even loss. And my husband accuses us of being in that Cal Poly cult. Your life will not just be enhanced by these people in the Zoom squares next to you, but your Cal Poly connection opens many other doors. I met someone recently, and although she's younger than me and didn't go to school with me, we connected because of our shared Cal Poly experiences. Things like a lullaberry jam, learned by doing, walking up the hill to the Hoarder equine unit in the rain. The hill is pretty much the same today as it was then. So my words tonight are about being and staying connected. You jumped in and got connected when you came to Cal Poly, or you wouldn't be here tonight. It would be really easy for you now to let go of that when you go leave and start your careers and not look back. But I want to challenge you to stay and get connected with Cal Poly people here in San Luis Obispo and in the world back beyond. Check back in with your departments and faculty in the dean's office when you start working. Offer to speak in classes about what the real world is like. Come back for homecoming or the rodeo and check out the regional alumni associations. Use LinkedIn and other ways to make Cal Poly connections. When I graduated, I was involved in my sorority as an advisor and made a lot of trips back. I attended alumni functions at trade shows and spoke in classes. But my involvement, as you heard, wasn't limited just to Cal Poly. The leadership skills that I honed as a student leader like you enabled me to be involved in trade associations and other industry events. I attended legislative days, probably met George at a couple of them, George Soros at a couple of them. And after serving on the CAPCA board for several years, became the state president for 2 years. And on that executive committee were 2 other Cal Poly friends, and there I made my life best friend. Juggling a family, a career, and being involved wasn't always easy, but we had a lot of good laughs, as I'm sure you guys do, and made a difference. Her son went on to graduate from Cal Poly a few years ago, and she too became Cal Poly proud. So I think about it, why did I give my time back? I think it was because of the alumni and the faculty who had given their time to me. My involvement with the Dean's Advisory Council started because of an alum named Bob Schofield, who I met when I was an undergrad. Bob had attended Cal Poly in the late 1940s. I first met him when he spoke in one of my classes about the real world. He offered me a job out of school at a whopping $900 a month, and I got to live in Los Angeles. Do the math. I turned that job down for another one, making $1,600 a month. But Bob was determined to stay connected with me, and over the years we became great friends. He was the one who saw something that I could contribute and encouraged Dean Jen to add me to the advisory council. Through that, I've been blessed to have been exposed to many leaders of California agriculture, some of whom I now call personal friends. Because of Bob, I also began to look for people to invest in myself. These people have given me joy, and we have impacted Cal Poly. When I received the honored alumnus from CAFES for 2020, I sent a message to Bob's daughter and told her how honored I was to receive the same honor that her father had 21 years earlier. I only wish that Bob had lived another 2 years so that he could have seen it. It really made my heart glad that I had lived up to what Bob saw in me as an undergrad. On the Dean's Advisory Council, we talk about what we can bring as a volunteer, and that for each of us, it's different. We talk about time, talent, and treasure. You give what you can at where you are in your life. Something that I knew early on was that giving back financially was also important. As the oldest of 4 children, we utilized scholarship to pay for college where we could. Once we were all through, though, I saw my parents donate back to the universities to repay the scholarships and even more that we had utilized as undergrads. I was determined to continue to give myself. Currently, I work for Nutrien, a company who matches our donations dollar for dollar. Because of Cal Poly, I also have been fortunate to get to know Mary Beth and Peter Oppenheimer. In the evening when they announced their $20 million gift to CAFES, Mary Beth spoke about the early days in their marriage and how they were determined to give to Cal Poly because of how it had impacted both of them and how they'd met there. In the very early years, she said it was like $25 a year. And then we raised it to 50 and then 100 and then more as the years went by. And that because of that habit that they had started as young marrieds, they were announcing the $20 million donation that night. I wonder, will any of you be the $20 million donor in 30 years? I hope so. But if you're not blessed to do that much, I hope you will be proud of what you are able to give. Because of my involvement, I've also been able to steward my company's participation at Cal Poly through sponsored scholarships and donations, and most recently with the Aspire to Grow program. When you give back your time, talent, and treasure, you are the ones who really are rewarded by the relationship and the lives that you impact now and some 20 or 40 years from now. I hope to get to connect and know some of you, or maybe even each of you, as you figure out your time, talent, and treasure contributions. I'm going to finish up by sharing a few thoughts that perhaps can help you navigate the next chapters of your life adventure, whether it's the last couple years of school or going out into the real world. I encourage you to continue to learn through books, podcasts, articles, and really be voracious about doing it. Find something, keep a couple of them going at the same time. Listen more than you speak. That's something I have to work on all the time, as the dean will probably tell, Dean and Haley will probably tell you, but it's a good one to try and achieve. Treat others with the respect that you desire. Send handwritten notes to thank or encourage others. They make a huge impression, and sometimes they just make others feel important. I hired somebody once because of her handwritten note. And don't worry, most people have really terrible handwriting too. It's okay. Stay connected with friends, with faculty, with those who see potential in you and those in who you see potential. How you invest in others will be paid back to you over and over. Seek out others from Cal Poly. They will open doors for you. Seek out mentors, those who can tell you the truth even when it's really hard to hear. Find sponsors, those who can help you get past where you are. And be bold and not afraid. Fear destroys so many opportunities. Have faith that whatever you fear will pass and the door will open for you to become your best self. Don't be afraid to walk across the room and introduce yourself. I found that people rarely bite when you stick out your hand to meet them virtually or in person. If they do bite, you have to laugh it off and not be afraid to try again. You have been blessed to be where you are right now. Did you have a year and a half of Zoom? Sure. But 10, 20, 50 years from now, you're going to look back and you're going to see how it made you who you are. The greatest generation is the generation where you are right now, where we are. So you want to embrace that time. You want to celebrate and find joy in the everyday, ordinary people and things as much as the astonishing people and things that you come across. Love others and don't be afraid to tell them. I learned that late in life. I wish I'd known that earlier. And last of all, be Cal Poly proud. It's a wonderful place to be and to be from. And I really thank you for asking me to speak tonight.
Thank you, Karen. So we're gonna move on with our program. Next, we have Haley McConnett for our Suarez Award announcements.
Thank you, Layla. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Karen. That was a wonderful speech. I'm Haley McConnett, the college's Director of Communications and Strategic Initiatives. And I was honored to serve this year on the Louis H. and Stella Suarez Outstanding Achievement Award in Agriculture, the Suarez Award for short, on the selection committee, along with Kara Cry, who you'll hear from in just a moment. I see her on the screen, and Professor Anastasia Telesetsky, who was unable to join us this evening. Just a bit of background, this award was established in 1983 when George Suarez and his wife Gloria established an endowment to honor his parents, Louis and Stella Suarez, by recognizing an outstanding achievement by a student of junior standing. I also know that joining us tonight from the Suarez family are George and Gloria, as well as George's brother and sister-in-law, Richard and Renate Suarez, and George's sister and brother-in-law, Lena and Bob Raffy. I believe they're all here with us tonight. I do see George, and I believe the others are here as well. The qualifications for the Suarez Award are very clearly identified. The candidates must exhibit strong personal character, a strong achievement ethic, demonstrated leadership potential, and high academic performance. The committee reviews an impressive list of candidates who have each submitted an application and provided multiple letters of reference. From there, the committee selects a short list of finalists to interview in order to make their final selection. And the recipient receives a $3,000 check to use towards their academic studies and joins a long list of high achieving students. In fact, our own Beth Knoll was last year's Suarez Award recipient. And now committee member Kara Cry will provide an overview of this year's Suarez Award finalists.
All right, good evening. Thank you, Haley. Hi, I'm Kara Cry, CEO of Farm Supply Company and proud Cal Poly alum. I was honored to serve on this year's Suarez Award Selection Committee. This year's slate of applicants were so impressive, and the committee truly had a difficult time narrowing down our 4 finalists. Each of our 4 finalists are so impressive, and I look forward to seeing all that they're going to accomplish. The first recipient is Kira Benevenutis, is an agricultural science major with an agriculture business minor from Woodlake, California, and a GPA of 3.69. She serves as an officer in CAFES Ambassadors Organization and works for the Cal Poly Plant Shop and a research intern with Cal Poly Strawberry Center. She's also very involved in Sigma Alpha. Kira has completed an internship at both Booth Ranches in Orange Cove, California. Her career goal is to become a high school agriculture teacher. The next finalist is Haley Fernandez, a dairy science major with a law and society minor from Tulare, California. Haley has a 3.84 GPA and is a member of the Cal Poly Honors College. Haley was selected as the college's ASI representative and currently serves as the chair of its External Affairs Committee. She's also the president of the Los Lecheros Dairy Club and a member of the Agribusiness Management Club, and serves on the National Junior Holstein Association's Junior Advisory Committee. She has interned at Land O'Lakes in Washington, D.C. as a government relations intern, as well as the Cal Poly Dairy. Her career aspirations are to attend law school and become an agricultural lobbyist and eventually run for public office. The third finalist is Kaylee Martella. As an agriculture communication major with a double minor in Spanish and agricultural business from Houston, California with a 3.9 GPA. Kaylee is editor-in-chief of the Brock Center's Ag Circle magazine, the president of the Agriculture Communicators of Tomorrow Club, and was the college's open house chair. She's also studied abroad in Spain. She has interned with the Nutty Gourmet in e-commerce and digital marketing and the Grow Direct Nut Company in marketing and sales. Kaylee's career goals are to work in the consumer packaged goods industry while staying involved in her family's farming operations to implement sustainable agricultural practices. Our fourth finalist is Luis Isaiah Valdez, an agricultural science major with a minor in agricultural business who was transferred to Cal Poly last year from Allen Hancock College and got involved in the campus right away. Luis Isaiah is from Guadalupe, California, and has maintained full-time employment throughout his studies, including currently a supervisor with Ag Shift in Santa Maria, where he works with growers such as Driscoll's to manage workforce efficiency. He's also involved in the ABM Club, Young Farmers and Ranchers, and participated in the college's summer's undergraduate research program while at Allen Hancock. His future goals are to pursue a master's degree at Cal Poly before ultimately working to tackle agricultural labor issues. As you can see, all of these students are outstanding and deserving of recognition. Back to you, Haley.
Great, thank you, Kara. Congratulations to all of our applicants. Maybe we can just all give them a virtual round of applause. As you can tell, the committee had a really challenging decision to make, but now I present to you the 2021 SOARS Award winner, Haley Fernandez. Haley, would you like to say a few words?
Sure, thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for selecting me. I feel very honored and privileged to receive this award. It really means a lot. Having met Mr. Soares through a couple of our classes and the Farm Bureau program. And so I'm just, I'm really excited. Thank you so much, everyone.
Well-deserved, Haley. All right, and now I'll turn it over to Associate Dean Clyer to announce the recipients of the annual Senior Recognition Awards.
Thank you, Haley. So I have the honor and privilege of announcing the 2020-21 Outstanding Senior Recognition Awards. Tonight we'll begin with the Award for Academic Excellence. This award is given to the student with the highest GPA in the college, along with participation in special projects or research that exemplifies academic excellence. The winner of this year's Academic Excellence Award is Evan Cosgrove. Evan graduated this March summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Science in Animal Science and a minor in Spanish. Evan has excelled in his studies with an overall GPA of 4.0 and subsequently has been on the Dean's List every quarter since his first year in 2017. During his time at Cal Poly, Evan has been a study session leader for general chemistry classes. In this role, he assisted students with homework and class projects, along with preparing learning materials and worksheets. He has also been active in the Veterinary Science Club, worked with the Cal Poly CAT program, and been a veterinary assistant. Evan will be attending UC Davis in the fall for veterinary medicine and is considering pursuing an internal medicine specialty in cardiology. The College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences is proud of Evan's academic success and congratulates him on his Academic Excellence Award. Evan, would you like to say a word or two?
I actually don't believe that he's here, unfortunately.
Wow, it's okay. Congratulations to Evan. Our next award category is contributions to the objectives and public image of the college. For this award, special attention is given to those that participate in departmental and/or college-wide clubs, committees, special projects, and to activities related to representing the college at the state or regional level. The winner of this year's Contributions to the Objectives and Public Image of the College Award is Marley Solicita. Marley will be graduating this spring with a major in agricultural business and a minor in agricultural education. Marley has served in many leadership roles during her time at Cal Poly and in many different capacities. As a CAFES ambassador since 2017, she has held many different positions, including, but not limited to, State Conference Committee Chair and the next year overall event co-chair. This year, She served as the organization's vice president. As a CAFES ambassador, she serves as the face of the college in a public relations role. She has led college tours and information sessions to potential future students, parents, alumni, donors, and special guests. During the past year, she embraced providing these tours via Zoom. Marley's other activities include Western Bonanza Junior Livestock Show, Tractor Pull, and the Agribusiness Management Club. Marley, as mentioned, she pushed herself to do not the bare minimum, but instead exceed what was expected of her. She humbly thanked role models that helped her become a leader. Marley was happy to volunteer her time and enjoyed all that she got roped into, including the FFA Livestock Judging Competition and the FFA State Conference. Marley mentions in her application, one of my absolute favorite parts about helping out with all of these events is when I come across a first-year student that looks familiar, and we eventually figure out that I was their tour guide, spoke to them at a convention or conference, helped out at their fair, or represented Cal Poly in some capacity at some other event. It brings a smile to my face, and I think it's nice for them as a new student to recognize someone related to some of their favorite memories. For all of these reasons, the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences is proud of Marley's accomplishments and her contributions to the college. Marley, would you like to say a word or two? Are you here? I know you're here.
I am here. Thank you guys. This means so much. I genuinely love CAFES and I'm sad I'm graduating, but hopefully I'll get to continue to represent CAFES after graduation. And thank you guys.
Thank you, Marley. We appreciate all the work that you do. Our next award is Contributions to the Objectives and Public Image of the University. As the title of the award states, special attention is given to those that have made an outstanding contribution to the university as a whole. The winner of this year's Contributions to the Objectives and Public Image of the University is an NRES student, Charlotte Miranda. Charlotte is majoring in Environmental Earth and Soil Sciences with 2 minors, one in biology and one in land rehabilitation and restoration ecology. During Charlotte's time here at Cal Poly, she's been extremely involved with new student and transition programs and the Week of Welcome, or WOW, orientation program. Since Charlotte started as a first-year student in 2017, she has contributed to creating a welcoming and inclusive campus for new students. Initially, she was selected as the event coordinator for sustainability and disability resources for Open House in 2018. Following that, she was either a leader or an academic lead for WOW. As an academic lead, she was responsible for training and managing 50 team members who were then responsible for training the 800 student leader volunteers to be WOW leaders. While this was happening, the change came to plan for virtual orientation. She worked full-time over the summer to implement Cal Poly's virtual orientation for the 6,000 incoming students. In her own words, my time with the new student transition program enabled me to make a lasting impact on the Cal Poly campus and helped me grow as an individual as well. I was proud to be a part of the orientation because of the direct impact I had on thousands of incoming students each year. The College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences is so proud of Charlotte's accomplishments and thanks her for her many contributions to the university. Charlotte, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you. I'm really excited to receive this award. This day keeps getting better and better for me. I got my 2nd dose of vaccine today, so this is just the topper on the cake. Thank you all.
Thank you, Charlotte. We're so proud. Our next award is Service to the Off-Campus Community. Although the student selected for this award may be one who is highly active in other areas of the university, service to the off-campus community is a great emphasis. Service to the off-campus community is strongly encouraged and applauded here at Cal Poly. The winner of this year's Service to the Off-Campus Community Award is an Environmental Earth and Soil Science major, Pauline Tsai. Pauline is also earning minors in Sustainable Environments and Water Science. Pauline is dedicated to several public service programs, especially those involved with our local elementary schools. She is currently a member and program coordinator for Sprout Up, a volunteer-based focused on early education and sustainability. She encourages kids to think in new ways about the world around them through activities, experiments, and discussions. The goal is not only to educate students, but for them to bring the message of environmental stewardship home to their families and friends. Pauline has also been involved with the Slow Explorers as a coordinator, where she has written and edited curriculum focused on sustainability for students in primary school. She's led and organized educational hikes twice a month, created a video plan when in-person activities were prohibited, and planned and presented to local Slow elementary schools about the program to get students excited and involved in being part of Slow Explorers. The College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences thanks Pauline for her service to our community and encourages her to continue in these efforts. Pauline, right here, would you like to say a few words? Haley, do we see Pauline on the call here?
I don't believe she is here this
Okay.
evening.
Our next award is the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. This award is given to a student who has made strong efforts in supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion within our college. The winner of this year's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award is Giselle Neri Corcoles. Giselle is a graduating senior this spring with a major in agricultural science and a minor in agricultural education. From the moment she stepped onto campus, Giselle committed herself to making the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences a more welcoming and inclusive place. She immediately became involved in the Cal Poly chapter of the national organization, Minorities in Agricultural, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences, or MANRS. Here at Cal Poly, our MANRS chapter is also known as Latinos in Agriculture. A heart for serving others, Giselle worked hard to realize the club's mission of promoting diversity and higher education among agriculture majors. She developed a robust program of activities for the club, which included professional sessions and social activities to help underserved populations at Cal Poly find a place to belong and grow. Her efforts with the 26 hours of science and technology in the agriculture program brought hundreds of underserved high school student populations to campus for an overnight experience, helping them discover college opportunities through Learn by Doing sessions. She also connected them with many campus resources that help them see Cal Poly as a viable option for furthering their education. Giselle lives the mission of inclusion, achievement, and advancement of all people in agriculture every day. For her senior project, she considered how she might positively impact the cultural climate of CAFES, which led her to develop fresh perspectives. These modules empower CAFES clubs and organizations with the necessary tools to guide conversations surrounding diversity and inclusion from a place of respect and understanding. Giselle created and delivered engaging curriculum to CAFES clubs in a train the trainer capacity. Because she understands that DEI training is ongoing, she has spent the past 2 years working with the CAFES Dean's Office as a student co-chair to plan and produce Aspire to Grow, a college event highlighting diversity and inclusion in the agriculture industry. On May 12th, she will also help facilitate the college's DEI session featuring Nikiko Masumoto. Giselle has also shared her leadership in the DEI space with the National MANRS organization. In 2019, she was elected to serve as a national undergraduate vice president, and for the 2021 academic year, she was elected as the national undergraduate president. In these roles, Giselle worked to empower minorities in agriculture, natural resources, and related sciences by promoting their academic and professional advancement. She worked alongside the other national leadership team members to meet with corporations, mentor new chapters, and plan a series of webinars and conferences for the national organization. She also brought her voice to the California Department of Agriculture and the National Association of State Departments of Agriculture as they work to foster diversity, equity, and inclusion in state and national programming in agriculture. For all of these reasons, the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences is grateful to Giselle Neri Corcoles for her contributions to making our college a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive place for everyone to learn and grow. Giselle, Would you please say a few words?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so humbled by this award and honestly would like to give a special shout out to Dr. DeLay and Dr. Flores who helped me feel at home while I started my college journey. Oh, I'm getting emotional, not again. But yeah, I am so excited and thankful for this award. Everyone within the department works really hard to make sure that our campus and our college is a more inclusive, equitable, and diverse place. And I think that's what makes us so special. So thank you.
Thank you, Giselle. We appreciate you so much. You're leaving. We're going to miss you. And now I'll hand over our program to Evan Garcia, who will announce the CAFES Council Representative of the Year. Evan?
Thank you, Dean Clare. Each year, the CAFES Student Council Officer Team highlights an individual as the CAFES Student Council Representative of the Year. The club representatives act as liaisons between the college and their individual clubs. This year, all of our representatives showed resiliency in continuously reporting to meetings and competing in quote unquote sports days, even though it all had to be virtual. However, one individual in particular always showed up with enthusiasm, a positive attitude, and their camera on, which goes a long way when everyone's been staring at a computer screen all day. Tonight, we would like to congratulate Sophia Marquez on being our CAFE Student Council Representative of the Year. Sophia, would you like to say anything?
Yes, can you all see me all right?
Yes.
Awesome, sorry, I'm downtown at the moment, but this is amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a great time being an Ag Council rep. I know how much online learning sucks. So I really tried to put my all into making things exciting and being enthusiastic and just, a great bunch of people. And I can't wait to hand my legacy down to the next Ag Council rep for the logging team, Anthony. So thank you so much. And this is an honor. Thank you. Woo.
Thank you, Sophia. You've really done a great job this year. Next up, we have Lance Adams kicking off with our Large and Small Club of the Year awards.
Thanks, Evan. It is time to present the winners of the Large and Small Club of the Year. Throughout the year, we keep a point-based score of every club based off been most involved with CAFES Club Council will be chosen as the Club of the Year. This includes having representatives at every meeting, participating in sports days, and participating in other activities. This year's Large Club of the Year placed third at our CAFES Fall Sports Day, second in the Winter Sports Day, second in the Spring Sports Day. They were the only club to podium at all three. Additionally, they also placed third in our Instagram photo contest. I am proud to announce that the Los Lecheros Dairy Club has won Large Club of the Year for the second year in a row. Would the club president like to say a few words?
Sure, thank you. I'm so excited for the Los Lecheros Dairy Club. It's been a huge honor to be the president this year, and I've seen the amount of work that our Ag Council representative has put in and all of our officers. It's been an awesome year. So thank you guys so much for the recognition.
Thank you, Haley. Next, I'd like to introduce Kiara Benavides to announce our Small Club of the Year winner.
Thank you, Lance. It is now time to present the Small Club of the Year award. Again, this award is presented to a club with 50 members or less that has earned the most points via our CAFE Student Council points system. The recipient of this award is being awarded to the club that has attended the most CAFE Student Council sponsored events, has actively participated in our meetings and virtual sports days, and has been awarded Best Dressed for our themed sports days twice this year. Tonight, we would like to congratulate CAFES ambassadors for winning the Small Club of the Year award. I invite Haley Baldwin, CAFES ambassadors president, to share brief words.
Hi, everyone. We really appreciate this honor. Haven't won this in a few years, but I'm very proud of our officer team. We have split the duty of being club representative throughout all of our officers, and I thank you all for continually dressing up for those events.
We thank the CAFES ambassadors group for their active participation and fun costumes. I'd now like to pass the Zoom mic over to our past president, Beth Knoll, to introduce our 2021-2022 CAFES Council Officer Team.
Thank you, Kiara. I am so excited to introduce to all of you our 2021-2022 CAFE Student Council Officer Team. This team gets some extra special attention because they decided to run after making it through a whole year on CAFE Student Council through Zoom. So I'm excited to see all the ideas that they bring with mostly in-person events this next year. It's my honor to introduce to you our president, Evan Garcia, a third-year agribusiness major. Our vice president, Kiara Benavides, a third-year agricultural science major. Our incoming secretary, Ben Shinkwin, a second-year agricultural science major. Our treasurer last year and this year too, Morgan Melendi, a second-year agricultural business major. Our diversity, equity, and inclusion chair of CAFE Student Council, Brianna Serpa, a third-year agricultural science major. And our incoming publicity director, Julie Musi, a second agribusiness year student. Thank you all for running and congratulations. I'm excited to see how your year goes. And next, I will invite our incoming president, Evan, up to do our closing.
Thank you, Beth. I really appreciate everything you've done this year. So can we all give Beth a little virtual round of applause, because she is just such an amazing person, always has the best attitude, and is the reason a lot of us can get through all of our meetings and everything with our heads on straight. So thank you, Beth. I'm so excited to begin serving as the CAFES Council President this year. Again, we want to congratulate all the recipients for a job well done. We truly appreciate all you have done this year for our college and cannot wait to see all that you will accomplish in the year to come. If tonight's award recipients could please stay on Zoom for a few extra minutes after to take a group photo, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for coming and have a great night.